everyone. I am Daniel Hood, and this is the Podshirt Podcast. I am with my guest for this episode. He is the lead singer of a very wonderful band that comes out of Dayton, Ohio. This band is the Luv Locz Experiment. They are great. I've seen them in concert before, and they've taken time to talk to me today. And in particular, the lead singer is here with us. He is Vez. Say hello, Vez.
Yes, hello, good people, podcast world. Thank you for having us.
Well, thank you for having me, Vez. And I'll do the rundown of the whole band because it's just you, but this is a big band. When I say big band, this is like one of the biggest bands I've ever seen. But of course, Vez, he's the lead vocals. And also we have Natural Onyx, who is the vocals and flutist. Then we got CM, who is vocals and lead guitar. Tags, who is a percussionist. Then Jock Chris, he is the vocalist and bass guitar. Then Phil Hutchinson, who plays the trumpet. Then we got Chakia, she is an Empress Gang dancer, and also Shanae, also an Empress Gang dancer. Then Rafiki, who is vocals, and then Brandon, who plays drums, Matthew, who plays the keys and the violin, and then they got Chael. So yeah, that's all of the band.
Well, actually, there's some new members now. So we also added Melina Marie, who's a vocalist.
Okay.
And Marvin Harshaw, who plays the saxophone.
Absolutely. Well,
and Brandon Austin on drums.
Brandon Austin on the that's his whole name.
Yeah.
Got you, buddy. But anyway, but those new members, have they played for you yet? Or
oh yeah, they've been playing like all season this year.
Okay.
Marvin started a little bit like at the end of last year. So he's kind of like, this is his full season, and then Melina just joined us this year. So.
All right. Well, I do have one question to ask you. That's a big band. You guys get these gigs, all across the country in various countries. You guys are really great. But how do you guys get? There's like 10 or 12 of you that gets paid. So do you guys charge a lot? Like, how do people pay you guys?
Well, I usually try to Well, first thing I do is before I add anyone into the band, I ask them what is their desired pay, and based off of that. I negotiate shows based off of what everybody wants to get paid. I keep in mind like different things that might come along with like traveling and things of that nature. But we do have a base pay that covers everybody in the band.
Okay.
It's as close to their asking price as possible, with the goal being making what they want. You know what I'm saying? So it's up to me to go in those rooms and make sure that I'm negotiating and keeping everybody in mind. And then it's up to us to make sure that we're showing up, that we're worth what we're asking for. So
absolutely. I think it's important that each member is valued for what they're worth. And it just fascinates me because I know sometimes one person, like a big drawing name, like say, I guess Beyonce, they go on national tour. It's obvious they're going to get a lot of money. What do everyone else gets paid? And you guys are kind of like equals, it seems. I feel like even though you're a leader, I did feel like it's not just about one person. It's a really group effort for you guys to do what you guys do.
For sure. Our band, we don't even call it a band. We call it a collective.
Oh, okay.
And the reason why we use the term collective is because at any given time, anyone in the band is capable of being the forefront, leading a song or leading the groove, because we're just, it's just an immense of talent just, in the band. So I just try to make sure I'm spreading the sugar around and make sure everyone is seen, because sometimes you'll bring your talent to the table, but then it's overshadowed or boom. So I just try to make sure as we're shaping this thing, everyone knows that, hey, if you want to be out front, go ahead, take your solo. Just don't bore my fans,
Don't bore the people. Well, that's good advice, Jay.
Yeah.
Now with that, today, part of the gimmick of this show is that people, whether it's musicians or non-musicians, everyone's got a soundtrack to their life, or they may have a new album coming out, or an album that came out in the past, which you guys had a release back in 2023. Yeah, a wonderful album called Strange Fruit. Yeah. So I'm going to talk to you about today. We'll talk about that today and what it is, how this show works. We'll discuss each track. What I do, I will ask a question or say what the track means to me, what I think of, and then you just tell me what the track is, like who wrote it and why the song is important to you in some way. So that's how that works. So some of these, I just guess how you got what you guys were thinking. That's the fun of it.
Awesome.
So the first track on this album, Strange Fruit, the song is called Love Meditation. And love is spelled L-U-V, because that's how you guys spell love in your band's name. Yeah. So Love Meditation. I know, now with meditation, I know that's what people do to be calm and relaxed. Mm-hmm. And of course, I don't do that. But for people that don't know how to meditate, Do a lot of the members of the band meditate? And if they do, what is it that they do to get into that meditative process?
Right. So, well, here's the thing. Meditation, the word meditation or the act of meditating is it's very vast. A lot of people kind of narrow it down to a sit still and a breathing and things of that nature. But there's all kind of things that are attached to meditation. When you talk about sometimes coloring and painting can be a meditation. Sometimes listening to music or just sitting and being still or just focusing on something can be a meditation. And one thing that we wanted to do with this particular track is focus on the frequency of love, right? And a lot of people don't understand that a lot of emotions are tied to frequencies that are tied to notes,
yes,
that are tied to colors that can, that show up in the world. So love being tied to the note of F, being tied to the color green. We just tried to be intentional with that particular track. So the sound bowls that you hear in that whole song is based in the key of F.
Okay.
And so the affirmations and the things that Natural Onyx wrote are very intentional and placed in a way that even if you don't meditate, it will pierce through the subconscious and get you to start feeling those love vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the body is also held together by frequencies, and it also has 7 major frequency centers that some of us identify as chakras, and they're associated with the colors and the things of that nature. So we it's almost an introduction, but we also create songs in layers. So if you're not into the full meditation thing, you still can listen to it and still enjoy it and still feel a vibe with it. So, but to answer your question, yes, a few of us, most of us do meditate in that sit still kind of mode. But then a lot of us sometimes, they might smoke a spliff, and that's their meditation.
Okay.
So, there's different forms of it.
All right, let's hope the cops don't listen to this podcast.
Oh, okay. Well, good thing it's legal in Ohio.
It's illegal. Yes, it's legal, buddy. All right, you're okay.
Yeah.
But let's talk about track 2. It's called "Feel Good." Of course, it's an upbeat track of sorts, but that's like a universal term. Everyone wants to feel good. When you wake up in the morning, you want to feel good. You go to work, you don't want someone ticking you off. You just want to feel good and get through. But I guess the question people would want to know is, like, in times of, like, say something bad happens in the world, someone dies, or there's just a tragedy, bad weather storm that tears down houses. For someone that wants to find relief and perhaps feel good. For you, Jay Vez, what's a good step to step out of the darkness and to feel good again? What do you do?
Well, the first thing I do is I meditate. I sit still.
Yes.
I try to listen and ask for direction, because a lot of times we can do more damage than good by trying to force things or moving on our own knowing. And sometimes in a place of turmoil, you don't know which way to go. You don't know what's happening. Your house burned down, or something bad happened, and it's like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And a lot of times that's when support kind of kicks in, and people that your loved ones usually show up in a very amazing way. So I think it's important to keep your energy high, keep your stay as far away from low frequencies as possible. Try to stay away from those bad thoughts, and involve yourself in something that does make you feel good. And reflection is also a good thing too, because how did we get here? What happened? What allowed these bad things that showed up to happen? Because if we can analyze it from that aspect, we can almost make better choices on the back end, and that'll lead to better outcomes.
That's a good answer. All right, that's a good elaboration there, Jay.
Thank you.
But now let's go ahead and talk about track 3. Now, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but is this song called Ace? Is that how you say it? Ace? Ashe.
Yeah.
Okay. So this one was a bit over my head because I wasn't sure if it was Ace or AC, but it's I probably still said it wrong. So what is this about? Well, I guess I'll take a wild guess. Is this about a woman? Is this the story of a woman? No,
not really.
Yes.
So
Right,
Ashe is an African terminology that simply means so shall it be.
Yeah.
And that in the song Ashe, we talk a lot about gratitude being our attitude. We talk about being thankful for the things that we do have, as we call in the things that we desire, and just that frequency, right? It all goes back to frequency and maintaining a certain frequency, because when you're able to do so, you're able to call in things.
Yeah.
Things start to show up. Like if you think bad thoughts, bad things show up. Or you think good thoughts, good things show up. So,
yes.
And Ashe is the affirming act of being thankful. So
Okay.
after you speak about something that you want to come into your life, whether it be prayer or things of that nature, some people say amen. Amen. What is it? Amen.
Amen. Yeah, they say it like that sometimes.
Yeah. Or they say Ashe.
All right. Well, that's something new. And what you mentioned in your answer, they call it the law of attraction, where if you think bad thoughts, bad things happen.
That's right.
But if you think positive thoughts, positive things happen. Now, I'm not saying that's not true or not. That's a theory. Maybe I guess that's something you and maybe other members believe in. I mean, it's an interesting theory. But I think regardless if you believe in law of attraction, it's always good to try to have the best thoughts possible.
Yes,
you
sir.
don't, and you also one term that I was taught is not judge a book by its cover,
you go.
because bad things could happen if you do that.
Yeah.
So I agree on that front. So good answer. Let's talk about track 4 on this album. This is called Black Man Reggae.
Mm-hmm.
So this one was pretty self-explanatory. You guys get strong on the reggae on this track. But this is, but of course, this focuses on the black man.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to guess that perhaps you guys pay tribute to maybe the struggles of what a black man goes through in his culture, like whether it's this country or other countries. Now,
Yes, sir.
all right, so go ahead and elaborate on that.
Yeah, so this song was actually a remix made Natural Onyx, the original version of Black Man,
Yeah.
and we went to Jamaica and we recorded in the legendary Tough Gong studio, Bob Marley studio.
Yeah.
And we teamed up with a band called the Mama Warriors of Trenchtown.
All right.
And it was a very wonderful experience, and we just wanted to elaborate. She wanted to do what we call Naya Bingi, which is a Rastafarian style of music, using the drums and shakers to create like a beta kind of groove. You hear it a lot in reggae and Rastafarian communities, and just paying that tribute and speaking to the men of color all around the world and all of the struggles that go along with some of the struggles that's being met around the world. And we just wanted to big up the brethren and let them know, like, hey, we with you, we see you, and there's love and support out here for you, for sure.
Yes, that's very endearing. Absolutely. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about track 5. This is a song that's called TNT. And we know what TNT means. It means boom, dynamite. So I listened to some of the songs. So yeah, there's definitely upbeat, because the idea with dynamites is that it makes a loud explosion. When it happens, you know it.
Yes.
So I want to ask you guys. I guess you guys are known for being more of a live band. So is that like your philosophy for the band? Like everything you do, you got to explode? Like you want people to pay attention to you, like a TNT dynamite?
Right.
What's your philosophy on TNT then?
Well, that song, yes, when we show up, we want to show out. We are very energetic. We are one of the most energetic bands that you'll probably ever see.
Yeah.
We wrote this song in Jamaica. And we wanted to make an impression when we showed up. And the song and the lyrics are actually about our time spent in Jamaica. We went to Jamaica last year, and we spent about 3 months there. And a few of us went there, and we shot the video in Jamaica and all of those things. And we just showing up on the scene. We've never been to Jamaica as a collective. And we had some shows out there and things of that nature. And we just wanted to let them know, like, hey, we're here. We're ready to... we're fresh on the scene, and we're here to blow the scene up. When they say blow the roof off the place, TNT.
Wow, that absolutely. Let's go and talk about track 6. This song is called War. Now, I know the admission statement for this band is be peace and love, and I guess war, that's another universal term. Like say two countries are at each other, they go to war, or World War II or whatnot. That's like one of the material things outside of death. I mean, because people that are alive, they've witnessed war, and it's painful to watch sometimes.
Yes.
So what I want to know is, I guess this will be your opinion, Jay Vez, is that you or the band, when you guys hear about war going on in the world, like, or conflict, something's just ongoing. And I guess I'll even make a local example. Sometimes, you know, in hip-hop music, because we deal with music, there's beef within the music industry. Hip-hop artists, rock artists, they just go back and forth. They talk smack, and then their fans go at it like, oh, you guys suck. So it's a war. The war can come in many shapes and forms.
True.
I just want to know, how does you and the band handle wartime situations, whether it's local or on a national level? What do you guys do?
That's an easy one. We meet it with love, you know,
Okay.
because the acronym for I don't know if that's right, but WAR, We Are Revolution.
Oh.
You know, and one of the things is letting the people know that yes, there is things happening outside. You know, there are things that we should be aware of, but to combat that, you have to meet it with something that's just as strong, but not as destructive, because we're not here to destroy. We're here to create. We're here to build. You know, and in some instances, when somebody beating you over the head, you gotta swing back. But that's out of love for yourself.
Yes.
You understand? So it's always based out of love. You know, and that's how we approach many obstacles that we come across that may be when we're met with resistance, or we're met with some kind of harmful energies. We'll say, you know what? Either we're gonna go this way or we're gonna go this way. You know, or we're going to protect ourselves. But whichever way we choose, it's always going to be the most nonviolent way, and it's always going to be with both parties in mind, because love is the way. Love locks us together.
Yes, I think it takes both sides of the party to come together and figure this out.
True.
I agree with that. Now with that, let's talk about track 7 on this album. It's called Love Rhythm. Or Love, did I say rhythm right?
You're right, rhythm.
Rhythm, all right. I thought it's that. But now I'm going to take a wild guess for this track before you say what it is.
All right.
Well, I definitely know the love part, obviously.
Yeah.
But rhythm, the only thing I'm thinking for rhythm is, like, there is a term, get rid of it. So is this supposed to be like a play off of that? Like, maybe you see something you don't like, you get rid of it, but you get rid of it with love. Like, hey, baby, here's the door. So that's my guess.
I love where you're going with it, because I never thought about it like that. But no, actually, rhythm is a play off of rhythm.
Oh.
And, so in Jamaica, it's a patois. There's a language called patois, and sometimes they'll take a word and they'll flip it. So versus saying rhythm, they say rhythm. So and the Love Rhythm song, we put some steps to it. And it has a nice little step that we teach at all of our shows, so to get the people engaged with the show. So the Love Rhythm, come do the Love Rhythm dance, and you feel the love, you know. So.
Rhythm. Well, I'm glad I learned that term.
Yeah.
Maybe I've heard that before, but it's been a while. So anyway, all right. Well,
it's common in like more
common in
reggae,
Jamaica.
Yeah, in the reggae scene. Yeah.
Absolutely.
True.
All right, Jay Vez. We got a few more tracks on this album. Well, number 8, we got Gym City Funk. Of course, Dayton, Ohio is known as a Gym City, and funk music, one of the big things that ever came out of Dayton was the funk music scene in the 60s and 70s. So I imagine this pays tribute to what funk music was in Dayton back decades ago, and I definitely like funk music. So I guess I'll ask you this. I guess maybe if you know the answers of other bandmates, you can say that, but who is your favorite funk artist coming out of Dayton, Ohio? Who's the GOAT to that?
The GOAT of Dayton, Ohio for me is Sugarfoot.
Okay.
Which is the guitar player for Ohio Players and lead singer. He's very influential. Okay, wait a minute. Back up.
Okay.
There's 2. And I would be dead wrong if I did not mention Roger Troutman.
Of course.
Both of these particular groups and guys have been very pivotal in what I've been able to do as far as musically, writing, my approach to music. I actually got to travel with the Zap band for 5 years as a stage tech.
All right.
So a lot of what you see with the band, I have adopted from my adopted family, the Trotmans, and basically taking me under their wing, showing me a lot of the things. My brother, Saxophone Arrington, is actually the saxophone player for Zap.
Yeah.
And, we just learned so much from the OGs, and I have to give it all to them. Sugarfoot, it was just an originator, when it came to his approach to the music, and you listen back to some of those tracks and how he was just articulating his voice and playing the guitar, and it's like, man, you haven't heard anything like it before, and you still haven't heard anything like it till this day. So Gym City Funk was just a tribute to this wonderful, beautiful, crazy city that we live in. And we're just looking to keep the funk alive, through the reggae, through the Caribbean funk vibes that we're bringing.
I guess you would know this because I keep forgetting the opening section to Love Roller Coaster when I go do 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 do.
Yeah,
now is that Sugarfoot?
That's Sugarfoot. Man. Oh man, come on.
Well, I'm glad you knew because they have a big band as well, so I'm not sure who did.
Well, that's where we get our big band theme from. It's like, okay, if I'm looking around, Zap's 15, Ohio Players 15, Slave. I said, well, we got to do it like our founding fathers, if we want to, really bring that sound across. So, we make sure we follow them in the right footsteps. So.
One more related question to that subject. What's your favorite funk song?
My favorite funk song.
Or do you have at least two of them? It doesn't be just one. What's one that really moves you?
I would have to say I Want to Be Free by Ohio Players. And Computer Love.
Oh, yeah, that's from Zapp and Roger. Yeah, those are two good ones.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that's good. I always like Always and Forever. That one's my favorite.
That's
from Heat Wave.
Come on.
Heat Wave.
Dayton in the building.
Well, some of the members were from Dayton, Ohio. Some, I think, came from London, I believe.
Yeah.
It was like a mix. They met up with each other on the road, and they formed Heat Wave.
Yeah, well, same thing with Zapp and Roger. Roger is actually from Hamilton, but he got his founding here in Dayton. So, when they take off, it just settled here. So Heat Wave, same way. Lakeside, same way. Some of the members coming from Cincinnati and different places, but just don't get no better than Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah, they had a good, absolutely. But with that, let's get to the last track that's on Strange Fruit. This is called Nisi's Ballad. So, once again, this is something I'd have to take a wild guess that only you, the song maker, would know what this really means. But I'm going to guess that Nisi is someone that you or someone in the band is related to, and they went through something, and you made a song dedicated to their battle. And so this is Nisi's Ballad, so it's dedicated to someone.
Yes, I get chills bumps just.
Oh man, okay.
Okay, so right before we dropped this album, we were getting ready to record it, and the way that we came up with this project is that we had at that time we had 8 members, and we had each member come up with a groove, and me and Natural Onyx wrote all of the lyrics to each one of the songs, but each one of the band members created the groove, and then we all added our parts instrumentally, and then we created the lyrics. Well, Nisi was our keyboard player.
Okay.
And right before we went in to record this record this album, she passed.
Oh,
she actually passed on my birthday.
Oh no.
Which was, it was like really rough for us. So we went in and we recorded a song. And as we were preparing to figure out what song Nisi was going to bring, she sent me a recording of her singing Strange Fruit.
Okay.
So we took her recording Strange Fruit, and we got with our brother Rob Tech. Shout out to Rob Tech. We sent him that track, and we had him create something that was just that captured the spirit of what she was singing, and she was singing a cover of Billie Holiday's song Strange Fruit.
Okay.
So just inspired by the name of the album Strange Fruit, and so that particular song is probably the most important song of the whole album, just because of what it means and what it represents. So long live Janice McDabb. She is forever with us. She's in our hearts and always traveling with us.
What did she die of? What happened to her for?
So she has some medical issues with like some intestinal issues going on,
okay.
and she just lost the battle.
Oh,
So I've been dealing with it for a long time.
So she had to go to hospital to try to deal with this.
Yeah.
Okay, she tried to battle it.
Yeah.
I was just wondering what happened.
Yeah.
Well, I am really sorry to hear that, but you know what? That makes this song more powerful because I think the common listener, they didn't know who she was.
Yeah.
I mean, at least that's good that you told that story. I think it's important that you revealed that today.
Yeah, and it's actually like a hidden track, like on our project. So like if you get a CD or the USBs. You have to listen to the whole thing all the way through. It's not even listed on our thing. It's just you go through and then you catch it,
All right. Before I let you go today, let's talk about the music that's coming up for you guys. Because now I guess let's talk about where we can find people at home that can find your music. You got some concert clips on YouTube, which I've seen you guys in person, and you guys are just great. So if anyone that lives, or if you guys going to you're about to go to Detroit, you let me know that little message before we start this interview. They're touring, but check these guys out if you ever have the ability to get a ticket and you're nearby. Please, I recommend it. But you're going to see them on YouTube some, and also they got some music on Spotify. The majority of your 2021 album is on Spotify, and only TNT was only on Spotify at the moment, so you can sample that. And of course, you guys have your own website. It's Luv Locz. How you spell it for people at home?
Our website is lovelocksex.com. It's LUVLOCZEX.com. All of our music is on our website. It is not all on Spotify, only because they only giving you a half a cent to spin your thing. So if you go to our website, you can purchase it still maybe $1 or $2. Actually, we got to set your own price, so you can actually purchase it at your own price, but just know that 100% of what you pay is going back to the artist. So we really encourage everyone to go to our page and to purchase the music. Now, what we do try to do is as we drop visuals, we'll drop the song to create breadcrumbs to go back to our website. But we really want people to go to our website because as we're touring and traveling and really just trying to create the funds needed to keep the thing going, it's very pivotal that people support from a source that supports the artist, because a lot of these platforms just don't support the artist. You know what I mean? So
I've heard it's pretty tight on Spotify right now. If you get 10,000 plays, you only get like $4 or something like that.
You see what I'm saying?
I think that should be a little higher. I agree with that.
Especially after you spend so much time in the studio time that you spend, and you spend money on graphic design. You got to mix and master for someone to give you half a cent is. No.
Yes, and you guys would know. Yes, you guys and other thousands of artists throughout the country, they work really hard to do what they do. In order for anyone to make a profit, you do have to explode, as they say, have some a song that makes it big on Billboard, and that's when you make money. But other than that, small indie artists, I do feel like they feel the pinch with streaming, and I hope maybe that changes. Maybe at least Spotify, definitely they're pretty bad and not paying enough for small indie acts like you guys. And I hope eventually that changes. But I think one way I think you guys are doing right by you guys always tour, doing concerts. That's a way to make money. You guys do things in house.
Yes, sir.
I think that's helped you guys a lot. I recognize that.
Oh yeah, you can't move independently and have everybody hands in your pocket and think that it's gonna just happen overnight. It's best to learn every part of the business and try to create a system yourself, and then let them come see you. Now where you got a little more negotiating leverage at the table,
Yes, fair enough. Well, with that, Vez, I hope you and the band have a great tour coming up, and hopefully a new album is coming. It's up to you guys when that's out. That's another process. It's not easy to make an album. It's ready when it's ready. But
2026, be looking for Raw Funk, the full. So Strange Fruit was an EP. We have an LP coming in 2026 called Raw Funk.
Yep.
And it's going to be a beautiful space. So definitely keep an eye out and look out for it.
We will look forward to it. All right.
Yes,
thank you, Vez.
Thank you.
And people, thank you for listening to this episode. Remember this: good music is not dead.